Who will rule the lanes today? Hall of Famer Chris Barnes starts off with a crown. But two other champions want it for themselves. The Iceman, Jesper Svensson, and legendary Hall of Famer Parker Bohn III. Those stars will square off for the chance to dethrone Chris. It's the PBA King of the Lanes, presented by Pabst Blue Ribbon. Next. Bayside Ball is back, and so are we. Are you ready, Bohn fans? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Randy's ready. With hundreds of the best Bohn fans anywhere, it's the next chapter, the PBA King of Lanes, presented by Pabst Blue Ribbon. The first King of the Lanes show, 2020 champ Chris Prather dethroned from his crown because Chris Barnes is the new king now. Contenders Jesper Svensson, a future Hall of Famer, against current Hall of Famer Parker Bohn III. Go head-to-head. Welcome back to Bayside. Dave and Randy, the Hall of Famer, rejoined by Kimberly in a moment. So RP, great bowling by Chris Barnes in the first show. Jersey Ripper, Captain America. That was fantastic, but I love this matchup now. Jesper, future Hall of Famer, fantastic rev rate, two-handed star, young lefty, against the veteran lefty, Parker Bohn III.
Yeah, it's the classic style versus the two-handed new age style. It's the precision and finesse of Parker against the brute strength and power of Jesper Svensson. These two couldn't be more different.
Already, Chris Barnes proved that sometimes age is okay when you're taking on a young star like Chris Prather.
Yeah, I mean, can we go back-to-back wins with 50-year-olds? Chris Barnes, 51. Parker Bohn III is 57. But Chris Barnes, man, getting it done when he had to late after that disastrous fourth frame where he went Greek church. He went 5-1. He's trailing, and then he just comes back to a six-bagger, and he takes the crown from Chris Prather. Amazing.
We are not worthy. We are not worthy because the new king is Chris Barnes. We bow. We should bow. I'm going to bow. Kimberly joined by the king.
I love this. Guys, I think the hashtag of today should be make your spare, kids. What do you think about that? Because, you know, you had rough spares in the first match, and then Chris Prather in that 10th. When you saw him miss it, what went through your mind?
Well, it gave me a chance to where I just had to throw it. I mean, you always have to throw it good, but then now 9 spare strike has a chance to win, and that's a big difference between, you know, if you leave the spare and you can, and fortunately today if I could make it, then I still had a chance to win, and so it was a big psychological break.
Now that these guys are coming up here, they're going to be competing on fresh oil. But what did you learn from your last match that you could take into this one? That
if my heart rate's about 160, I don't bowl very good. Evidently, I got way more comfortable. I'm on house money completely. Miss spares. Most time you do that, you always lose. I softened up a little bit and bowled much better the second round, and I'm looking to take advantage of that, and there's not going to be any traffic on my side.
And how does Chris the King sound?
Man, I've waited like 14 years for this. Wes smashed me the last time, shot 300, and I've been waiting all this time for redemption and a chance to get it back. So I'm pretty happy to be the king for at least a moment.
We'll see you in the next match.
Thank you.
We'll see if it was worth the wait, Chris, or should I say King Barnes, from one Hall of Famer to another. Can't wait to watch this one. Here are the odds to win at Fox Bet. Jesper minus 500, big favorite.
From Jackson, New Jersey, he rolls out of Howell Lanes, PBA Hall of Famer Parker Bohn III.
And one of the greatest of all time. I put him in the top 5. 35 wins, 3 majors, over $3 million in earnings. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Parker Bohn III.
So great to see PB3 in action again. 57 years young. 37-year pro. 5th all-time of those 35 wins. Parker Bohn III back on TV. Leads a 7-pin.
And let's not fail to mention that he's one of the true gentlemen of the sport, having been voted the Steve Nagy Sportsmanship Award winning it 4 times.
Wow.
But he is truly a gentleman and a class act. I know of one other 57-year-old guy that still hits the foul line as solid as Parker. His name is Norm. Norm
Duke.
It's Norm Duke. Yeah, you're right.
From Gothenburg, Sweden, rolling out of John Scott's Pardo Arena, Jesper Svensson.
The Iceman cometh. Hall of Fame street creds at age 26. The most powerful strike ball on tour. A full arsenal of tattoos. This guy can scare the pants back on you.
That's scary. 10 titles already. At age 26, only a 7-year pro. And yes, the Swedish flag is here. So root on Jesper. Iceman starts his day with a strike.
The stalking style of Jesper Svensson, it's so unique, and it really is a beautiful thing to watch if you think about it. And that fall three that goes over his right shoulder, and that body lean to the left, and the feet that are separate and come apart as he's going into the foul line. It's truly amazing to watch.
Left lane. Not so much. 3-pin.
Jesper going with his non-reactive urethane bowling ball. Parker Bohn III is using reactive.
%. At this level to make that spare. And Jesper's got it.
Didn't really get it to the friction.
Back to the legend. We asked him yesterday, Randy, in our meeting, what he's most proud of. And the World Championship, the 2012-2013 season, beating Belmo in Vegas in the championship match, climbing the ladder. A 7-pin, no. He said was one of the real highlights. I mean, it's hard to find a single moment in a great career like that, but that was something. And it was during Superstorm Sandy, which of course devastated so tragically the East Coast. He had trouble getting out of New Jersey where he lives to fly to Vegas, was able to get the family out.
Yeah, hold that thought, Dave. 42-foot Mark Roth oil pattern, and you see Parker's going to go pretty straight, but Jesper, no, not Jesper. There's nothing straight about his game. He's going to hook it.
One of 3 majors for Parker. 7-pin has been a story here for PB3.
Still bring the heat, though. Yeah, but you're right. 3 7-pins in a row. Typically, we're like stupid 10 pins, but now it's gone to the other side of the lane.
All right, that's enough practice with that one.
That's right, Parker. You tell him.
I got triple. Not the way I want
Enough
it.
practice on that, right? Son Brandon is here. Big lefty, what is about 6'2"?
Yeah, I think he's getting pretty close to that.
Arsenal for Jesper. His son Justin, that's Parker's son, is headed to Wichita State. It's a ball there. As is Chris's son, Ryan. 2-4-7 here for Jesper.
Well, goes through the nose and leaves a 2-4-7. Could have been worse. Jesper looks like he's having trouble getting his ball to do the same thing twice early on here in this match.
A lot of bowling, a lot of golf back home in Sweden. I don't know, maybe it's just me, I'm an older guy, but pretty cool to do a Zoom call this week with Jesper. He could have been next door. He was in Gothenburg, Sweden at the time. It's awesome. No problem now to fly out of his native country, although it was difficult because of COVID restrictions for a long time. Glad he made it. No love on the 7.
It's like the 7's glued down for both players. Watch this spin action. Flying messenger comes across and goes behind the 7.
Watch it. Oh my, a whiff on the 7 pin. And a big break for the Hall of Famer.
Well, we saw Barnes get away with it on our last show where he missed 2 4-pins and somehow survived. You heard him say it in his interview. Typically that doesn't work out. See if Parker can take advantage.
What, another 7-pin? Really?
All right. Parker, look, he won a heck of a lot more times than I have, but I'm going to just suggest something to you. I'd change balls.
3-time PBA Player of the Year. All right, just enough. He still got it. Just got it.
Pretty close.
It was.
It was a great look from our crew, though. Good stuff.
All right, maybe something other than a 7-pin. Yeah!
You're
Messenger across the deck. Down you go, number 7. Down you go.
You're kidding. High five his son Justin. That's pretty cool, right? Look at the balance and that position at the foul line from a guy who's 57 years old. So good.
All right. Swedish sensation back up. There we go. Enough for this nonsense, says Jesper. '16 TOC champion for his 1 major. Youngest ever to win that at 20 years old. This guy has a world of potential. Spectacular bowler. There you go.
Well, it looks like he went for the heater on that last shot. Jesper Svensson with a strike there cuts the deficit to 2. It's the future Hall of Famer against the current Hall of Famer in a battle of southpaws.
The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Guaranteed Rate. Believe you will. And by the K5 from Kia. Movement that inspires. Spectacular scenery. Portland, Maine. Up at the rafters. There's Tim Mack, Hall of Famer. Kyle Troop, presumed Player of the Year. Tim, the manager of the Portland Lumberjacks, 2-time Elias Cup champ. Kyle, one of his star players last year in Centerville, Virginia. Tim's going to compete, Randy. We're going to get to call Tim in action tomorrow here on FS1.
Can't wait for that. It's going to be absolutely incredible. One of the greatest amateur bowlers ever.
On his birthday, on Father's Day. That's tomorrow. Today, we got to wrap up this great matchup. Parker Bohn III, Jesper Svensson.
You know, the late, great Dick Weber used to say and do commercials that says winning never gets old. You know, Parker may be 57 and far removed from competition on the regular tour. He still bowls on the PBA 50 tour, but I promise you, he's never forgotten what it feels like to win.
He is on top of his game here today. 7th frame, built by 22. 7th pin, yeah! Oh, yeah! Messenger across the deck, and down it goes.
Classic.
Age is just a number. Jesper is in a little trouble here. For a turkey, cut it to 12.
A little trouble? That would be an understatement, my friend.
Four, 6, 7, 8, 10. No conversion. Open frame for Jesper.
You want to see old school versus new school? Take a look at this. Parker on the right, Jesper on the left. And look at how much more knee bend Parker Bohn has than Jesper Svensson. Isn't that incredible? One of the things that goes when you get older, and I can attest to this, is your leg strength. And you need powerful legs to drive into the foul line and create balance and leverage. And it's one of the biggies that goes when you get older. Parker's last 3 shots at the break point, by the way, were within 1/10 of an inch of each other.
Oh my gosh. Accuracy personified. That is extreme marksmanship. Look at the lead here for Parker Bohn III on the young stud Jesper Svensson. It's been the theme. Barnes at 51 beats the young star Chris Pressler in match 1, show 1, and now Parker Bohn III. It was a heavy underdog in this match, as we saw at the top of the broadcast on Fox Bet.
Just think what this match would look like if Parker carried a couple 7-pins. He's left 5 7-pins this game, and he leads by 42.
How about that? Well, on Fox, the biggest soccer tournament of the year continues with group stage play. Venezuela and Ecuador battle for their first win of the tournament. It all kicks off tomorrow at 5 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. You're right about that. Look at the scoreboard. 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare. First 4 frames. .39 double wood.
That was terrible.
He didn't like it, but he likes the scoreboard right now. Covers. Spare the game brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Guaranteed Rate. Believe you will.
Nice cover there by the Hall of Famer. Has not missed a spare, 3 in a row to get him to the 2 teams. And Jesper Svensson, well, he got taken behind the woodshed from the old veteran.
Greek church lead and lost count. Things blew up for him in the 7th frame. Strikes in the 9th. Couple of titles in 2020. Both in Indy. Chris Barnes watching, waiting, thinking. Two old stars are about to go head-to-head again. Bringing up some pretty good memories of years past.
Man.
A little too late.
Explosive. A little late, though. You see, he moved a little bit farther left and went straighter.
I can never try to hook it. I just gotta throw it straight.
Down the left, not for you.
Best finish this year for Jesper, runner-up at the SBC Masters.
Thank you.
Ran into a tough legend today.
Wow.
It's all working out for Parker.
Parker building Bohn's Elite Training Center at Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey. I think that might be a pretty good place to go get some instructions.
Should be up and running, Parker tells us, September of this year.
I got to tell you, though, he's going to take on 51-year-old Chris Barnes, Parker Bohn, 57. You know what we're going to do when we come back for that match, Dave?
What's that?
We're going to party like it's 1999.
Parker Bohn III knocks off the young star Jesper Svensson of Sweden to take on Barnes for the throne. A reminder coming up next at 4 Eastern, the PBA King of the Lanes presented by Pabst Blue Ribbon continues as Contender as U.S. Open champ Chris Fox and Mr. 710 himself, Anthony Nyer. Oh, there it is. There it is. They face off to meet the King of the Show live coming up next here on FS1. Great fans, great atmosphere, and Randy, great bowling from PB3. Parker Bohn III moves on.
Yeah, he only missed the pocket once that game, and if he could have got the 7-pin out, he would have won by 100. Here he is, ageless one. That game hasn't changed in 40 years. Rolling the 7 a couple of times. Yeah, a lot of respect there.
Knocks off the Iceman from Sweden. And he's joined now by Kimberly.
Thanks, Dave. All right, Parker, so that was a pretty amazing match. Congrats on advancing, but let's talk about that 7-pin, because it didn't seem to like you or Jesper. So what adjustments are you going to make coming into this match?
Well, I keep moving a little left, trying to square up to the lane, but I have another ball that's a little bit stronger, and, well, I think I'm going to start out with that to try to get it out of there.
And how much are you enjoying this crowd?
This crowd, what is there to be said about this crowd? You know, we're the pros on the lanes, but they make the show. They really do. It's awesome.
I couldn't agree more. Guys, back to you.
Kimberly, Parker, it's the best atmosphere in bowling, no question. This place has been rocking all day long, and it will be for the next matchup. Parker Bohn III, Chris Barnes, 2 Hall of Famers. The King match is on the way. We are back. King of the Lanes presented by Pabst Blue Ribbon. Bowl anywhere, anytime with a new PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game for iPhone, iPad, and Android. Go to PBA.com to check out the game. It's continuously updated with new competitions and challenges. Download the free app today. Time to bowl. What a matchup. 2 legends. One lefty, one righty. Only one can be king by Chosen. Here are the odds to win, provided by Fox Bet. Chris Barnes, minus 120. The favorite.
Behold your king, PBA Hall of Famer, Chris Barnes.
What a win for Chris Barnes as he got by Chris Prather and ripped that jersey wide open. Little Captain America as he beat Shark Kent himself. Chris Prather, the reigning king. He's back up now, Randy, with a chance to retain the throne. The Hall of Famer. Barnes, good start.
The sovereign of swing, the baron of bowling, the king of the lanes, Chris Barnes.
I like that. How about these two legends head-to-head one more time?
Pretty awesome.
All time on TV, 2-2. The record for each goes back to the title match of the 2001 Empire State Open. Well, Parker beat Chris. 210-187. Also matched up in the 03 title match of the Days Inn Open in Dallas, won by Barnes. So two title matches on TV, one each for the victory. It's even. Come on. What a game for Parker Bohn III over Jesper. The old school style, as Randy's pointed out, hasn't changed in 40 years with his incredible excellence. Beat the young star. Here, gets set.
Well, he said he was going to change balls and go to something stronger, and he's missed the pocket more in 2 frames than he did all of last game.
.369. Got it.
You don't get to the Hall of Fame being a bad spare shooter. I've said it before.
I want to pass along our condolences to Chris, his entire family. The recent loss of his sister, Laura Sullivan, to breast cancer. So sorry to hear that news. Only 50 years old. Great shot for the Hall of Famer.
You think Barnes is comfortable? Yeah, I would say yes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
These guys are bowling well.
Another beauty here by Barnes. Pretty straight up that 7-8 board. That's what he did in his last match, and why mess with success. Well, Parker staying with that same ball.
Good lane, yeah! Oh, he crushes the 1-2 pocket. 60 feet to success for PB3.
Wow, I feel like I'm watching this.
In a time machine?
I feel like I'm watching this instead of announcing. I've been in the this chair for so many years, but this feels like I just got done bowling a tournament. I missed the show, but I decided to stick around and watch. And here's Barnes and Parker.
Wow. Back-to-back jacks. Turkey combined for Parker. These two bowlers have been pros for a combined 60 years. 60. And they are rocking it here today at Bayside. In some serious company with that note. Looking for a lead.
Yeah, you heard him talking to it. He didn't like it off his hand, and I think it's just a little bit right down lane. As you see the numbers there by Strike Track, powered by Kia, and that's the bucket.
It's 74% for the bucket leave. Got it. That's big because Parker's been so solid. You can't give him an opening. Look at those max scores. We might have a right down to the last shot finish here. Left lane for Barnes. Good shot. Bring it 10 pin.
Yeah, Barnes.
That was better than most.
Barnes is 3 left on the right lane. Playing the left lane a little bit straighter using 2 different bowling balls.
On the hop.
Back to the throne, Your Highness. What a match. Two veteran heavyweights going head-to-head. Timeless stars. Smokes the pocket. Those pins had no chance. All 10 back. Parker by 2. Looks for the 4-bagger and a 12-pin lead heading into the break. Left lane. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not sure this is exactly what the PBA envisioned when they invited these old guys to the young party. But I promise you, the purists and the fans are absolutely loving what's going on right here at Bayside Bowl.
Two legendary Hall of Famers, both of whom have sons who are going to bowl at Wichita State this fall, are going head-to-head here in Portland. Dave, Randy, Kimberly, our entire crew, continuing the King of the Lanes presented by Pabst Blue Ribbon. Far down the break.
All right, another strike in the 7th. He cuts it to 2.
Parker's working on a 4-bagger when he steps up in the right lane in the 7th. Max score is still tight. Big shot. Big strike.
Still here.
2-pin match.
Get out. Going very well. Here we go.
Already surpassed his strike total. Here the king match. Parker Bohn III keeps it rolling. 5-bagger.
We got a good old-fashioned fist fight going on here.
It's awesome, Randy. Fans want it. You can hear it. It's the PBR six-pack alert, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon. Looking for the six-bagger, half a dozen. Makes some fans pretty happy. How about it, Parker? Oh, not quite 3-pin.
Well, I can honestly say there wasn't a lot of pressure on Parker on that shot because he doesn't drink. Or maybe there was so much pressure on him because he wanted the fans to crack open a Pabst. He's pretty good at handling pressure, though, I promise you.
I'll say. The impact of the pandemic on youth sports has been significant, and while recovery has started in some communities, too many children in need are still on the sideline. Visit goodsports.org to learn more how you can help Fox Sports and Good Sports restore play for at-risk youth and the programs that serve them through donations of brand new sports equipment. Right lane for Barnes. Yeah.
Uh-oh. One-pin match now.
To the foundation frame.
Well, he's had a lot of nicknames over the years, Dave, and one was Son of Jor-El, Superman. Now it's Captain America, but check out those shoes.
Those are dope.
Those are magnificent.
Captain America kicks. For the lead, ninth frame. Oh. 10-pin.
Maybe just a pinch firm, maybe just a little bit inside, cut a little bit of oil. Bad news, though, is that now he can be shut out by missing here in the ninth. What a great match.
So fun to watch. 10-pin. No problem.
You were throwing numbers out there about how many years they've been pros, and how about combined tour wins? 54.
Oh,
I'm not real good at math, but that sounds like a lot.
it is a lot. All right, Parker steps up in the ninth. Works on a spare. Big shot, right lane. Yes! Oh! Yes, indeed. His son loves it. Cheering on Dad.
Last time he won, his kids were real young, and they haven't really had a chance to see Dad in this kind of environment ever. So yeah, it's Portland, Maine, but it's Dad, and now the kids realize what it's like. And for Parker to be able to share that with them means more to him than anything on the planet, I promise you.
2015 Cheetah Championship in Reno, last title. Oh yeah, huge strike. Oh, look at the emotion. The family's here. Justin, Brandon, Sydney, Evan.
He needs 9 spare or strike to win, or to shut out Barnes.
Strike does it, Randy. He's got it! Parker Bohn III beats Chris Barnes. He's your new king. And his sons are ecstatic. Your Highness, you may take the crown and the throne. We are not worthy, Parker.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was a nice performance by Chris Barnes as well, but the show that those two just put on for us, bowling fans, I hope you really appreciated and enjoyed that, because it was spectacular.
The big crowd here at Bayside loving it because Parker Bohn III is the king. He beats Barnes. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Guaranteed Rate. Believe you will. And by the K5 from Kia. Movement that inspires. Spectacular Peaks Island, just outside Portland, Maine. And time for the Grabs the Crown moment, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon. Exchange in royalty. Parker Bohn III takes the throne from Chris Barnes. And our new king is joined by Kimberly.
And I'm joined with his entire family as well. By the way, you guys had the best reaction when your dad won. But let's talk about the match real quick because two Titan veterans, and you guys put on a show. Walk us through that match.
Well, you better bring your A game to the table when you're bowling a guy like Chris Barnes, because he's going to bring his A game to the table. But the way I look at it is Brunswick has always had this crown in this sport, and now we truly have it here today.
You walked in with a crown already. So I got to ask you, what was it like watching your dad live win this crown?
That was absolutely incredible. Watching something like that live in person, he had the chance to get up and throw 2 in the 10th and win it and take the crown, and that's exactly what he did. No words can describe it. It was absolutely incredible.
But your dad's always been a king, right?
Absolutely.
Always.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
The whole family enjoying the win. Justin, Brandon, Sydney, Evan, Leslie. Great to see the fam here as we recap our game summary, Randy.
Well, he got off to a rough start. Remember, he made that ball change, and then all of a sudden, he just got on the strike train. Look how accurate Parker was. 8 at the arrows, 7 down lane, and I mean, he was just incredible.
Our reminder coming up next here on FS1, the PBA King of the Lanes presented by Pabst Blue Ribbon continues. Contenders Chris Pye, Mr. 710 himself. Anthony Nyer head-to-head to see who takes on the king, Parker Bohn III. Now for Randy Pedersen, Kimberly, Pressler, and the entire crew. It's Dave Ryan saying so long for Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine. You've been watching the PBA on FS1. What a moment for the 57-year-old Parker Bohn III. He is the king, knocks off fellow Hall of Famer Chris Barnes, and moves on. The family absolutely loved it. The crowd loved it, and so did we. Parker Bohn III sits atop the throne.